If you guys been with me for a little bit, you'll remember on one of my previous trips, I picked up all this lumber from Montgomery. I was going through because I was on my way to Atlanta, and I dismantled the storage shed in a backyard. And of course, I kept the 2x4s because I'm all about reusing lumber and not having to buy lumber when it's not necessary, because if things like this is being torn down, I can always use the lumber if I have time to tear it down and actually transport it. So on the way back to Lower Alabama, where my brother stays, I picked this lumber up and I brought it back, and of course I put it in his hoop house here, and now I'm getting ready to take out all the nails, or I'm actually taking out all the nails so that this lumber will go out to my property. I'll rebuild it as a storage shed so I can use it for myself, because I am trying to be as sustainable as possible. So this is the first part of the video. The second part of the video is where I'll be actually cleaning out a tote that I purchased not too long ago. So it'll give me an additional 250 gallons of water. Now I have 500. So I like to try and at least keep as much water on hand as possible. I'd eventually like to get about 1,000 gallons to keep on hand, just in case. I never know how long I'll be there and how much water I'll use. So after this is over, take a look at this next video of me cleaning out the tote, and we will get back to you guys on the next video. I picked this up last night or yesterday evening, and I started to clean it a little bit last night. As you can see, I've taken it out of the cage. So now I'm going to hook up the pressure washer and wash it out like that. Didn't beat it up too bad. So that's that. I'll put this over here. Plug in my pressure washer. It's a little overcast today, so don't be surprised if it starts to rain while I'm doing this. But I think I'm going to try and get as much done as I possibly can, because I want to take this back out to my house today sometimes. And of course, I'm going to have to make a couple of trips, because when I put this on the back into the crate and put it on the back of my truck, I won't have room for much else. And I need to take out a barrel so that I can cut that in half and use that for my gray water drain line at the end. So I know that those two things won't fit at the same time, so I'll have to come back. So what I'm going to do first is start out with some Dawn and put that around in there and soak it around and let that work. And then the last stage will be Clorox, because I like to have at least a little bit of bleach left in there so that it will basically, hopefully, disinfect the water and keep all the germs and everything out. Now, this is a food grade tote. So what was transported in it, I'm told, was some stuff that treats our water, drinking water. So if it's going to treat our drinking water, hopefully it's not too terrible. Everything that's put in our drinking water is not always the healthiest, whatever, but I am going to give it a shot. Now, of course, this tote is going to be filled with water that's going to be used for the shower and flushing the toilet. I haven't decided to actually use any of this for drinking water just yet. So it's going to be used just for that. So hopefully all that is good. So I'm going to put a little bit of this goodies in there, get some foams going with the pressure washer, and just try and wash it out really good. So that's what we're going to have going here. Okay. Now, that's really good. Now my one is inside there. So now I gotta fish that puppy out. So okay, not so terrible, I guess. These are always the little things that gives you trouble. Can never be quick and easy. Never ever. Okay, now that I've gotten that cleaned off enough, and I forgot to state that this was pretty clean when I got it. It was clean, but I cleaned it last night, so I wanted to clean it again because you can never be too clean as far as I'm concerned, especially when it comes to water and stuff you're going to be using for pumping into the house and pumping through your filters and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm now going to go ahead and let that drain out as I wash it around a little more. I can feel the rain coming. So okay, so as you can hear, the rain is here. So that's going to be the end of this video for right now. So I'm just going to let the rain stop, and then I'll come again and try and finish up. Okay, I hope my voice sounds okay underneath this poncho, but I need to keep it moving, so we're just gonna do that. So hopefully there's no shorts or anything. Oh, I don't have to worry about that. It's in the garage, or in the barn rather. Now I may have created a little bit of a mess for myself or some extra work. It'll be clean, but I got a lot of suds in there. So let's try and get a little bit more out this way. Okay, so I'm going to pause recording because this is stuff that it's just going to be the same old, same old. So when I get this all cleaned out, I will come back. So the rain has slacked up a bit. I can actually take this off. Still coming down just a tiny bit in drizzle. So now I'm going to take my Clorox and rinse it out with this pretty good. I've put the cap back on, so I'm going to apply a liberal amount. Maybe that's about half or whatever that was. So I'm going to roll this around a little bit, and I'm making this my last step because I don't mind the bleach being in there, because it's always a good idea to add a little bit of bleach to your water anyway. And when you think about the volume of water that's going to be in here, the residual bleach that's left in here is not going to do any harm. And besides, this is not drinking water. So even when this thing is full, you'll barely be able to tell that there is actually bleach was in there. So that's what I'm going to do, is just kind of roll this around a little bit and kind of let it just kind of coat all the surfaces. Maybe this is a bit much, but at some point I could very well be filtering this water to drink also. So if I do it now and get it nice and clean, that will be a good thing for later on. So, and of course, I don't want to have to dump the water out and do it again, because this hopefully is a one-time thing for right now anyway. So that's what we're doing. Just getting it all shook around. And as I said, by the time you get 275 gallons in here, if there's a little bit of the remnants of the bleach that's left over, it won't be a big deal. I am going to clean it out though and make sure that it's all out. Now, I don't know if this is the proper way to do it, but it seems to be a good idea. So that's why I'm doing it. And like I said, maybe it's overkill, but that's okay. I don't mind overkill. Cleaner the better as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so now Seems like it's starting to rain a little bit, or drizzling a little bit more, so it may start up again. Okay, the rain is coming down again, so I'm going to stop the recording because that's actually about all I'm going to do. Just get the rest of this water out, and then that's going to be it. I'll close it up and put it back in the cage, and we'll be ready to go. So that's it.